Hey, what's up, guys? Books Nelson here, and we have the new next GOAT series revealed. So let's get right into the content. So it's Giannis. We predicted, in fact, I think in a very recent video, I said Giannis is probably on his way soon, and here he is. Now we're at the time of the year where Giannis cards are not going to be as game breaking, but I do think that Giannis fits perfectly well into really a very available lineup for most people, which is Kareem at the point, and then the 75K VC Wemby at the 5. I saw one of the funniest comments on it actually wasn't in my comment section, it was somewhere else, but somebody said, who's actually buying this 75K Wemby? And somebody said, apparently the last 7 people I played in Unlimited. So shout out to that guy, because it's just a great indicator of like, your experience is not everyone's experience, you know what I mean? And when 2K makes a card like Wemby available, even if you think the price is unfair, you are going to see that card out in the wild a lot more. So anyway, so Giannis is going to be available. All of these Giannis cards, including the free one, I expect to be very good. This is probably going to be the best free card. Excuse me. You know, my voice is perfectly okay when I'm going around during the day. As soon as I record a video, I start hitting puberty again. I blame you guys. But this Giannis card is probably going to be the very best free card because I just don't anticipate he's going to have a whole lot of weaknesses. I would imagine the shot is going to be good enough because he's still a Giannis card. There's no such thing as a bad Giannis card. Sapphire Giannis is not a bad Sapphire card, right? So yeah, if you get a Giannis out of this collection, that'll be a W. Now, that having been said, because Giannis is good, I wouldn't be surprised if 2K reduces the odds of these Giannis cards the way they did with Wemby, because Wemby did not come out of packs nearly as much as Giannis, as you can tell by the ubiquity of Wemby once he was made available versus before. You didn't see Wemby quite as much before. So anyway, let's see what else they got going on. So I see a crazy name, Mythical Collection Reward 100 overall. Oh my God. You talk about troll time. You can either get Manute Bol, who's 7'7", or you can get Bradley Beal. That is crazy. That is crazy. So now these are, you can buy these. So this is going to be an excellent purchase for this Manute Bol. The Dark Matter Bradley Beal is a very expensive lock-in, but he locks in for either Bol, who's obviously going to be great, Sabonis, who's going to be great. A fast RV to Sabonis is going to be a nightmare. He's going to be one of the best centers in the game. I actually think Dwayne Wade will be fine. He'll be 6'4", but I think Dwayne Wade is one of those 6'4" cards that plays above his size. And Hedo, I actually don't think very highly of Hedo. I think Hedo Turkoglu was solid at the time, but I actually don't know how much he plays in the current version of the game without some major changes, because as it is right now with the 6 that he had before, if they don't get changed, I would actually rather run that free Jason Tatum over Hedo every day of the week. That's just me. Let me know what you guys think. Invincible Team USA inserts. These cards are all ignore. This Drew Holiday is not going to be very different from the Dark Matter Drew. Tyrese Halliburton has one of the worst shots in the game. And Anthony Davis, from the beginning of the year, has just turned into a serviceable card. Like the last great Anthony Davis, in terms of in relation to the rest of the game, was his Pink Diamond. His Pink Diamond was awesome. His Diamond was awesome. But after that, he got outclassed by taller power forwards who had better SIGs. And so while AD might be good, he'll be fine. I don't think he's going to be to the level of Tim Duncan and possibly even Alonzo Mourning. So, and both Tim Duncan and Alonzo Mourning are attainable, right? So I don't know if Anthony, even Hakeem, I don't think he competes with Hakeem either, who was also attainable for a 200K VC. Steep price, but I'm just talking about which cards are better, not their value. And really, his value is way higher than 200K because you're probably going to have to pull a bajillion packs to even get this card. So I think all of these inserts just make pack odds worse. And if I look at the whole collection, right? So obviously, Manute Bol, big W. Nobody really cares about Imani Bates or Bradley Beal, I don't think, unless you're fans of those players. I'll take a deeper look at Imani Bates before giving final judgment on him. Obviously, tomorrow we'll look at those cards more deeply. But then, so I would say you're kind of 50-50 on the 100 overall. So this is a 50-50 dice roll because Arvidas would be a massive W. Bowl would be a big W. And I think Hito and Dwayne Wade are going to be L's, even though I don't think they're bad cards. They're just not anywhere near their value, which is, if you get lucky, I should say, off of the deluxe pack. And I don't even know if I would say lucky, right? Because before, bad luck was getting one of the Dirks or Lukas, but now good luck would actually be getting Giannis and missing out entirely on any of these cards, because I think any of these Giannis's is going to play, especially you get that point guard Giannis. I think Giannis is another card that will actually, I will say, it's not so much how Giannis plays himself at the 1, it's his ability to defend Kareem at the 1, be serviceable at the 1, do other good jobs at the 1, and allowing the 2 and the 3 to be your shot creators. I think this card fits very well in that role. But I think Giannis is actually one of the few cards that can play every position. There aren't that many cards in the game that can legitimately play every position and be on a great team. I think Giannis is one of those cards. 1 through 5, you'll be fine with the Giannis Antetokounmpo card. Obviously, the C probably being his overall weakest position. And I think his second weakest position is actually the shooting guard, because of who he's replacing. He's replacing Glenn Rice or Ricky Davis or Klay Thompson or one of these elite 2 guards who has elite shot creation. And you would either have to put that 2 guard at the 3, which is fine. I think Giannis at the 2 and that 2 guard at the 3 would also work, which is what makes Giannis such a versatile and elite card. So for those of you who are fans of Giannis, again, I know he has many, many fans in the game. Hope you get a Giannis card tomorrow. And if you don't get one of these, dope Giannis's that are there, I'm sure the free one will do the job just fine, because it's Giannis at the end of the day. You can still run most Giannis cards in the game and at the very least hold your own and be like, you know what, this card's not better than I thought. So anyway, so that's what's coming in tomorrow. Definitely looking forward to this. And I will talk about this real quick. In the, let's see if they show it here. In the player market, there is a 200K MT Rudy Gay. Do I think Rudy Gay is worth it? I definitely do. I think Rudy Gay is fantastic. I think he can play the 2 or the 3 at a very, very high level. And if you look at what else you'd be spending that 200K on, either. Now, because Rudy is a 2-3, I think nothing in here compares to Rudy Gay for what he does, right? There's no 2 or 3 in this collection that's better at being a 2 guard or a 3 or a small forward than Rudy Gay is. I think Rudy Gay is better than all of these cards at his job, right? Now, that having been said, if you were going to go get Manute Bol, very clearly Manute Bol is totally worth it. Probably totally worth it if you were just going out and getting 1 Dark Matter card. But if I had only 200K MT and I didn't have absolutely elite cards at the 2 or the 3, I would definitely pick up that Rudy Gay. And on one of my counts, I probably will pick up the Rudy Gay. I don't know. It's the end of the year, so now I'm more inclined to pull packs because I just don't care quite as much. And my team is fine. My team's pretty good. So if you're in that position, then do what you want. But I do think that Rudy Gay is more worth it than most of the cards we've seen, simply because unlike Ron Artest, who had an Opal who was available, I think, in Triple Threat Co-op, and the Opal's nearly identical to the Dark Matter, and the position that he plays, I thought there was a lot of stiff competition with Dr. J and a lot of the free cards. But Rudy Gay, at his size and at his position, I don't think you can as easily get a 3 that does his job as you could with a Ron Artest, even though that Ron Artest is literally one of my favorite cards the entire year. Ron is one of the guys that would be in my team all NBA. Ron is definitely there. So it's not that this card is so much better than Ron. It's really his size and the job that he does and the availability of his, nearest competition. So yeah, so Rudy Gay, I think a pretty good deal for the price. Not a good deal, but worth the MT. I think he's worth the MT. And in tomorrow's set, we'll see what these cards look like tomorrow morning. But my early indications are this could be a massive W, being able to get Manute Bol if they don't nerf him, and he's a Dark Matter, so he should be pretty good. After that, I'm kind of afraid of the rest of this collection, I'm going to be honest with you, because as good as Arvidas and Bol are going to be, getting a Dwayne Wade, a Hedo, having to pay for Bradley Beal and Amani Bates, I don't like any of that. Getting an invincible one of these invincibles who all wouldn't make any of my teams. They don't even make my no money spent squad. Maybe AD would make my no money spent. These two guys wouldn't even make my no money spent. So yeah, I think there's so many ways to crap out tomorrow that I would be pretty nervous about pulling packs and might seriously consider skipping this collection in favor of just grabbing Minute Bowl and calling it a day if you have the scratch for it. Or if you get lucky in that deluxe pack, which could also be pretty dope. But that's going to wrap it up for the news today. I will see you guys in the next one. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already. And as always, I have tremendous appreciation for your support of this channel. We keep growing at a rate that surprises me every single day. And most importantly, the conversations have been all such in good faith and just really intelligent and honest feedback 99% of the time. And I honestly can't ask for anything more. And we're going to keep it going as more 2K25 news comes out and we round it down to the end of this 2K24 cycle. See y'all in the next one. Peace.